Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the April 14th regular council meeting, City of Gulf Shores. Appreciate you being here. I'll call the meeting to order and ask Reverend Larry Wood from St. Andrew by the Sea to lead us with an invocation. Hello, Larry.
Thank you so much, Mayor, members of the council. May we all bow together in prayer. It's a holy week, Lord, and we're mindful, just having come through Passover, that there are still holy days ahead. It's a time when we're recognizing what it means to draw together with people we love. And we know that there are a good many visitors to these shores right now who are celebrating this week in the company of family. And we pray that this will be a place where they can build good memories. But for our own homes, we also ask your grace. We pray your blessings upon each person here, and that you will knit this community together well tonight. And this we ask in your sacred name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Toby, you call roll, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Garris?
Here.
Mr. Sinek?
Here.
Mr. Harris?
Here.
Dr. Dyken?
Here.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Mayor Kraft?
Here. First item on the agenda this evening is the approval of minutes. We have 3 sets to consider tonight, the first of which is the March 24th regular council meeting.
Motion to approve the regular meeting of March 24th, 2025.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve these minutes as presented. Any discussion or comment? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes are approved. The second set is the council work session meeting of April the 7th.
Move for approval of the minutes of the April 7th council work session meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve these minutes as submitted. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes are also approved. The next set is the April 7th special council meeting that followed our work session meeting.
Move for the approval of the April 7th special council meeting minutes.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve those minutes as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes are also approved. The next item is expense vouchers in the amount of $5,342,725.59. Anna?
Yes, sir. First off, to note that that did cover a 3-week time frame due to the 5th Monday last month. $414,000 of that total was for operating expenses for unusual items such as software suites, some of the police Motorola cameras used for body-worn cameras, and the licenses. $3.3 million of that was for our capital projects citywide, most of which was expended for the Waterway East and Ecotourism Center projects. Just over $500,000 was for capital purchases, most of which we had 5 F-150s, a belly broom truck, which I would be lying if I said I knew what that is, some cardiac monitors and other purchases, and the operations came to just over $1,067,000, again, for a 3-week time frame.
Thank you, Anna. Council, any questions?
Move for the approval of expense vouchers as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve these expense vouchers as stated. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those expense vouchers are approved. Thank you, Anna. Next item we have is lifeguard of the month. Joe Ethan and Melvin, or maybe just Melvin.
It's just, I think it's just gonna be me. Joe Ethan is, I think he's afraid to come up here and speak before y'all, Mayor. So, this young lady is Anna Madeline. She has worked for us for 4 years. She has done an outstanding job so far this summer, as she has in the past. School-wise, she was attending University of Alabama, but she's applied for nursing school at South Alabama and the University of Mobile. So her dream is to become a nurse. If that didn't work, it's something about the Navy. I hadn't figured that out yet, but she's done an outstanding job. She had 665 public contacts, 106 ordinance enforcements, 63 preventative actions, And what that is preventing an accident from being bad and potentially life-threatening, stopping it before it happens. And she had one major medical for the month of March. She's been mentoring the new guards this year, so just overall has been an outstanding member of the beach rescue program. So we'd like to congratulate her as lifeguard of the month for March.
Roll time.
Excuse me. I have no doubt whichever tracks she takes, she's going to be successful in.
Yes, sir.
Very much so. Next item on the agenda, Andy, you've got a proclamation for us?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. My presentation this afternoon is twofold. The first part is to recognize the City of Gulf Shores as a silver level bicycle-friendly community. And the second is to proclaim May 2025 National Bicycle Month. So back in January, we were notified that we had received silver level bicycle-friendly status from the League of American Bicyclists. This is a great honor and great award for the city. Since, I guess, we initially applied for bicycle-friendly status back in 2015, we've been striving to upgrade our status ever since then. We were designated bronze level bicycle-friendly status in 2018, and then once again redesignated in 2020. Finally, last year, we were able to upgrade our level to silver status. So it makes Gulf Shores the highest rated bicycle-friendly community in the state of Alabama and only silver level status community in the state of Alabama. So it's a very proud honor for the city. It's a direct reflection of all the improvements in infrastructure that the city has made over the past 10 years. All that's been made by the city council, so you should pat yourselves on the back. You can tell just riding the streets that a lot more people are out bicycling for exercise and for transportation purposes. So everything you're doing is making a big difference in the city of Gulf Shores, and this award recognizes that. So a little bit about the Bicycle Friendly Community Program. There are 5 different designations, starting with the highest is platinum. The lowest is honorable mention. It's not on that table, but to put into perspective our award, there's over 19,000 cities and towns across the country, and only 113 are designated silver status. So that puts us pretty high up in terms of bicycle friendliness throughout the nation. The application process is very rigorous, and I appreciate all the collaboration and help from other city departments, because it takes pretty much everybody to put together this application. Also, I'd like to thank the City of Gulf Shores school system, because they provided a lot of data with everything they're doing over there in terms of kids riding bikes and teaching bicycle safety. So that was a big help this past year. Another couple aspects of the bicycle-friendly application process is they provide feedback on ways communities can improve their bicycle-friendly status, and also provide or perform a survey of the citizens of Gulf Shores. So I'll cover that in a moment. So in terms of feedback, several of the ways that they have indicated we could improve our bicycle-friendly status is build more low-stress bicycle-friendly pathways, lower speed limits on our streets. We've done a good job throughout the last few years of lowering a lot of speed limits, so we should continue to do that. Increase the amount of bicycle parking in the city. The zoning ordinance has requirements for bicycle parking. There are a few ways that we could improve that, so that's another item that we could do. There are no league cycling instructors in the city of Gulf Shores. We could get 1 or 2 league cycling instructors, develop education and encouragement programs, update our 2014 pedestrian and bicycle master plan, and then adopt a comprehensive road safety plan or Vision Zero policy. And that has to do with stopping or limiting fatalities on our roadways, whether it's traffic related, pedestrian related, or bicycle related. The table on the left-hand side of the screen shows the the categories that the City of Gulf Shores was scored on. That's called the 5 E's. It's engineering, education, encouragement, evaluation, and planning, and then equity and accessibility. Our scores are shown in the middle versus the maximum scores this round of all the bicycle-friendly community cities. As you can see, equity and accessibility was our worst ranking on that scoring category. The other thing they do is provide a survey to the City of Gulf Shores residents. We had 366 people respond. Here's just a couple questions that were answered during that survey. How satisfied are you with how Gulf Shores is designed for making bike riding safe? 64% said they were very satisfied or somewhat satisfied. The second question, is it safe or dangerous to ride a bicycle in Gulf Shores, or does it depend? 36% of people said it's safe, 50% said it depends, and then 13% said dangerous. And then finally, what are the top 3 changes you would most like to see Gulf Shores make for bicyclists? Number 1, more bike paths. Number 2, more bike lanes. Number 3, improve existing bike lanes to protected bike lanes. So the second part of my presentation is to proclaim May as National Bicycle Month. So each May we typically do this, and the city also hosts several events related to bicycling. The diagram on the left-hand side of the screen shows you several events. National Ride a Bike Day is Sunday, May 4th. Bike to School Day is Wednesday, May 7th. That's always a lot of fun. We usually average between 60 to 100 kids riding their bike to and from school every day. So if anyone, whether you have kids or not, wants to come out and ride a bike, we'd love to have you. Bike to Work Week is May 12th through the 18th, and then Bike to Work Day is Friday, May 16th. The other thing that the Recreation Department does is host Do the Ride Thing, which is a 4-week bike challenge. So we encourage you to take part in any of those events and ride your bike over the month of May. So with that, I would like to read the proclamation declaring May National Bike Month. Make my glasses on. This is always a tongue twister too. Whereas the bicycle is an economical, healthy, convenient, and environmental sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of Gulf Shores' scenic beauty. And whereas National Bike Month is a chance to showcase the many benefits of bicycling, a celebration of biking as transportation, as recreation is essential to our well-being in everyday lives, and to encourage more folks to giving biking a try. And whereas Gulf Shores road and trail system attracts bicyclists each year, providing economic, health, transportation, tourism, and scenic benefits. And whereas creating a bicycle-friendly community has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, has a positive impact on the Gulf Shores economy and tourism industry, boosts community spirit, and reduces pollution and traffic congestion. And whereas Gulf Shores is promoting public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, fatalities, and improve health and safety for everyone on the road. And now, therefore, on behalf of Robert Kraft, Mayor of the City of Gulf Shores, and on behalf of the Gulf Shores City Council, I do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Bike Month and encourage all residents to join me in this special observance. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Next item on the agenda, we have 2 public hearings for tonight, both of which are ABC license applications. Toby?
Yes, sir. There are no changes from last week. El Toro Mexican Restaurant LLC, doing business as El Toro Mexican Restaurant, has applied for a transfer of a restaurant retail liquor license. We also have Peachtree Hospitality Management LLC, doing business as Embassy Suites, has applied for a special retail liquor license. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Toby. We're going to take these separately. 'Cause
Yes,
it's
sir.
2 different businesses. So the first item is the public hearing comments. Any questions for the council? Toby on El Toro Mexican Restaurant.
Move for the approval of the ABC license application for El Toro Mexican Restaurant.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Before we vote, are there any public comment? Anybody, this public hearing, anybody with any questions? Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Del Toro's license application is approved. The next one is the Embassy Suites, same situation. Any questions for Toby on the council? Public hearing, anybody?
Move for the adoption of the ABC license application for Embassy Suites.
Second?
Have a motion and a second to adopt this as presented. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is concluded. Thank you, Toby.
Thank you, sir.
Next, we have resolution 6964. Amy? John, who's going to do that? John?
63. For the MOU, for the.
6963 for the MOU. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor. We have before you a resolution that authorizes the mayor to sign the memorandum of understanding that was presented. There have been no changes to that. The memorandum of understanding is something we have signed twice previously. It's a 5-year agreement with the Airport Authority to provide certain services such as firefighting personnel on site at a cost to the airport of $75,000, police officers on site during flights at a cost of $110,000 per year, IT support services at a cost based on hourly rates with a startup fee of $100,000, and public works and landscaping services at a cost of $147,000 for the airport. In addition, this authorizes 3 firefighter positions that would be added to Fire Station Number 1, as well as a line of credit in the city's operating budget to the Airport Authority for a total of $1.1 million to be used in 2025 and 2026 to fulfill all of the operational needs for the airport. Secondly, the resolution amends the loan agreement that was previously agreed to with the airport for $3 million to $3,815,000. This loan is for capital items related to the move to commercial air services at the airport. Has an 11-year payback schedule. We're asking council to consider adoption of this resolution.
Thank you, John. Any questions, council, for John on resolution 6963?
Motion to adopt resolution 6963.
Second. Have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6963 is approved. Amy, now resolution 6964.
Yes, sir. You can jump to the third slide, Dawson. There are no changes from what Lee presented last week. Mr. Prescott would like to donate about 1 acre of land in the Palmetto Woods subdivision off of Regency Road. And it is a property that currently, it abuts the city property, and staff recommends approval of this donation request. It is undeveloped and unused land. And I believe the applicant's here for any questions, if you have any.
Thank you, Amy. Any questions for Amy on 6964?
Move for the adoption of resolution 6964 as presented with thanks to Mr. Prescott.
Second?
Have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6964 is approved and adopted. Thank you, Amy. Next item is resolution 6965.
Yes, sir. What you all have before you for consideration is to renew our contract with Foth Engineering and Associates. They have been our beach engineer, coastal engineer firm for many years, and this is a requirement to maintain beach renourishment funding eligibility from FEMA. This task order is in an amount not to exceed $59,700, which comes in under budget, which we had earmarked $63,000 for this year. We do work in conjunction with ADCNR and the state park and the city of Orange Beach to have these services performed each year. And it would survey our borrow pits offshore, as well as do aerial monitoring and provide us all a report at the end of the year.
Thank you, Anna. Any questions for Anna on Resolution 6965?
Move for the adoption of Resolution 6965 and waive its reading.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6965 is approved. Next up, we have Resolution 6966. Melvin?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. This is, there's been no changes from last week. This is just to approve contract with Vital Exam for the annual firefighter physicals that we do each year.
This include the one for the employees too?
No, sir, this is just for the fire department, but it's the same thing that the employees will do later in May and June. We do have the money budgeted, and we are under budget for this.
Melvin, that's Resolution 6966.
Motion to adopt resolution 6966.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6966 is approved. Thank you, Melvin. Clint, you've got Resolution 6967.
Yes, and this was not on the agenda last week because we opened bids last Tuesday. This is for the detention pond for the Medical Village property. And the reason that this was not a part of the Justice Center project is we originally planned this as a separate project when we were going to be building the all-new Justice Center just a little bit north of the current location. And so the reason that this is in a hurry is with the Justice Center under construction, they need the pond expanded because they actually tie into this expanded pond. And so what we did is we had the design done so that if the entire property was built out, that all of the stormwater could be directed down here. And so now we do have it designed in 2 phases. And so we will be doing phase 1, which is the pond on the south side. So as you're looking there, you can see where the existing pond is. Can you go to that next page, Dawson? And so this is the site plan for the Justice Center. Go into the next one, Dawson. And so as you can see there on the south side, the pond gets expanded. It's about triple the size that it is now, and basically all the way to the airport fence. And in the yellow on the right is the pipe that's going north. And we do have a little bit of work up there on the north side, basically a ditch to catch all the water that drains down in that area now and tie these 2 ponds together. And so the future phase would be to expand that north side into the larger pond if we need that in the future. But so we have that design done. But so we received 2 bids. Person Services was the lowest conforming bidder, and we recommend awarding in an amount not to exceed $340,000. It was a unit price bid, and they came in right about $335,000. And we do have this budgeted with the Justice Center project. So I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have them.
Thank you, Clint. Did we change the outfall of that? Or does it still go across the property, the future development property, or is it going to be moved back?
No, it's staying in that same spot. We looked at changing it and coming out that east side, but it's actually closer where it is because you can actually see the airport ditch on the bottom of the screen there coming around. And so that's actually closer to tie it in right there.
Okay. Council, any other questions for Clint on Resolution 6967?
I wasn't real clear. The expansion of this current pond, is it going to retain all the water for the entire medical complex area or just what's getting built out now?
For now, it's just what's getting built out now.
Okay.
And then we have pipes underneath the road so that we can tie in the future to the, if we do build out in the future. So we're not going to have all that infrastructure to get it down to here. That would have to be designed in the future. But we will have these 2 ponds tied together. And so we've got the design done to expand that one when necessary.
Will this impact any of the drainage on the airport property as well?
No, because we're using those same pipes, so it'll release at the same rate.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Resolution 6967.
Move for the approval of resolution 6967 as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve and adopt resolution 6967. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Clint. 6967 is approved. Deputy Chief Taylor, 6968.
Mayor and council, good afternoon. There are no changes to the presentation last week. This is a 3-year service agreement with Motorola Solutions to provide maintenance to our dispatch consolettes. The 25 budget amount has already been budgeted, and the total contract is not to exceed $85,147.15. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Council, questions?
Move for the adoption of Resolution 6968 as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt 6968 as presented. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Chief. Deputy Chief, that is approved. Next item, Noel, 6969.
Yes, sir. So this item here is for a trade-in for the Barber Beach Rake, and they're going to do a trade-in value of $6,500. And so we budget $8,000 for this, for the beach rake, and so the total amount will be $72,176. But we just need a vote to be able to trade this beach rake in for another.
And I'm assuming that a 5-year life is about all we can expect in the sand with these.
Oh,
things
absolutely.
Rotating
Mhm.
through, so. Any other questions or comments on resolution 6969?
Motion to adopt resolution 6969.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution as presented. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Noel. 6969 is approved. You also have 6970.
Yes, sir. This is for LED fixture heads, either the light pole fixtures at Gulf Place, to Consolidated Electrical Distributors. And so then the amount not to exceed $82,635. Is that it? I'm sorry.
It's the Volkert one
Oh.
is next.
Is this the school one you're talking about?
Oh, let me back up on this. So that's the next item. I'm sorry. I went off script. So adopt the amendment for Volkert Program Management, and for this amendment for it not to, sorry, it's $52,281.75. It's an extension of Volkert's contract to get us to the end of the project. And nothing changed since last week.
Any questions for Noel on 6970?
Move for the approval of Resolution 6970 as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve this as presented. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6970 is approved. Noel, how's 6971?
And say it should be the
72,
variable message boards.
That's the VMS board.
There we go. That's it. So this is a budgeted item, but it's to purchase 2 VMS boards from ProLogix. We budgeted $38,000, but it's in the amount. The bid came in at $38,681.32. But we're under on other items, so we can be able to cover this overage.
Thank you, Noel. Council, any questions on resolution 6971?
Move for the adoption of resolution 6971 as presented.
Second.
A motion and a second to adopt this resolution as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6971 is approved. No, we got one more. It's your last one, so you don't have to worry about it.
There we go. So now we're talking about LED fixture heads for Gulf Place. It's to be able to replace an amount of $82,635. So we have, there's 31 heads that's the lights are out, the whole heads are out at Gulf Place, so we need to get those repaired. And that's in our maintenance budget that we have.
Thank you, Noel. Any questions on resolution 6971?
Move for,
72, I'm sorry.
move for the adoption of resolution 6972 and waive its reading.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt this as presented. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6972 is approved. Next, Shelby, we have 6973.
Yes, sir. Good evening. This is for the surplus of one 2013 Kubota excavator. If approved this evening, this, along with other items, will be available for auction on govdeals.com April 15th through 28th, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Shelby. That's Resolution 6973.
Motion to adopt resolution 6973.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt this as presented. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 6973 is approved. Thank you, Shelby. Next, we have now ordinance 2158. Anna?
Yeah, so there are no changes from last week. This is just a request to renew a franchise with Eastern Shore Company. They currently and are requesting to remain eligible to operate up to 5 coin-operated metered telescopes within the footprint of Gulf Place. If approved, it will go into effect this evening and run through April 14th of 2027 with a 1-year option to renew should both parties express interest in doing so in writing. Happy to answer any questions should you have them.
Thank you, Anna. That's ordinance 2158.
Move we suspend rules of procedure that we may consider the ordinance.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to suspend the rules. Toby?
Mr. Garris.
Aye.
Mr. Sinek.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. Dyken.
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
Mayor Kraft.
Aye. The rules are suspended. We're free to consider ordinance 2158.
Motion to consider ordinance 2158 as it reads.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 2158. Anna's on the, Toby, whoever you are down there.
Mr. Garris. Mr. Sinek.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Dr. Dyken.
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
Mayor Kraft.
Aye. Anna, you wondered what I was asking you to do, didn't you? Well, that's good, because I messed it up. But that concludes all the new business for this evening, and any committee reports? Jenny, I think you've got something from us on staff report, please.
I would just like to announce that the Beautification Board has received notification from Arbor Day Foundation that we were awarded Tree City USA once again for 2024. With that, we were also awarded the Growth Award for 2024, and that is for demonstrating a high level of tree care and community engagement within our community. So happy to announce that.
Well, let's hear it from Beautification Board, Mary Wayne. Thank you. Any of the staff have anything important that they need to share? Clint?
Yes, wanted to remind everybody, we will be having some road work at night right out here in front of Circle K tonight. Be after 8 p.m. We'll have to close one lane. We've got to do some stropping and shift the traffic over on the new lane there, right there in front of Circle K, so that they can begin working on that, tearing out that old median. And then also, we're going to have some stropping going on Fort Morgan Road at West 2nd at that traffic signal over there, putting in that permanent stropping.
Okay,
Go ahead.
what's the plan on reopening 20th?
So they got most of the concrete poured today, possibly Friday. But it may have to wait until next week, because I think we've got the plant materials coming in that are going to get planted in there. So if those get here in time, we may leave it closed and let them go ahead and get that planted before we open it up, so that we don't have to come in and close it down again.
Thank you.
We finished with the connection between 20th and 59. Is that pretty well cleaned up and ready to open up that third lane?
Yeah, once they get this dropping done tonight, and did have a conversation with the contractor, and it's a little bit rough, the new lane, there's a few bumps in it, and once we're done south of the bridge, they are going to come in one night and mill and overlay that and smooth that out once it's all done. So it will get a little more attention if it looks a little rough right now.
Thank you. Any other staff? Mr. Corcoran, anything you want to share? Please, Mayor.
Thank you. We're in spring break this week, much needed rest for our faculty and staff as we begin the final stretch to finish out another successful school year. I'd like to share with you all that we have 2 Gulf Shores City School teachers that were named to the final 16 finalists for Alabama Teacher of the Year. Out of 155 teachers that were nominated, we have 2 of the final 16, which is the most you can have within our school system. That's Angela Kirby at the middle school and Kristen Madsen at Gulf Shores High School, who was your host for Farm to Table that you attended last week. We'd like to thank every member of the council for attending. It meant a great deal to our staff and to our students to see the support we had from city council. So we're grateful for that as well. Just like to give a thank you to all the citizens who have shown their support for our continued fight for fairness in taxation with Senate Bill 135, 136, House Bill 420 and 421. It is getting attention. We are continue to meet with legislators on a one-on-one basis to continue to advance the cause. And I applaud you for weeding through all the misinformation that is out there. I can summarize it very quickly as someone who attended every negotiation session. We never at any point in time agreed to relinquish our right to this tax, regardless of what you may read. That was never agreed upon. And secondly, we pay the tax. Our children deserve to receive benefit. It's really quite simple. The money should follow the child. That's all I have unless you have any questions.
Kevin, I just want to say outstanding job last Wednesday night with the farm to table banquet. You and the school board, Dr. Aiken, culinary teacher, that was an outstanding job the kids did over there.
Just like you, Joe, I showed up and ate. I had nothing to do with it, but
I know, but we help y'all get where you need to be, and that's what this is all about, to get to that level of teaching and how they performed and put that banquet on the other night.
Well,
that's what we strive for y'all to do, and y'all are doing it.
well, the city leadership has really stressed the importance of sustainability, and our teachers have taken it to a whole new level by growing produce that we serve in our own schools. And, you know, those students did everything, as you saw that night. They had venue directors, they had hospitality directors, they had PR directors, servers, everything. There were kids that couldn't bring one plate out to the table, and after 3 rehearsals, they were carrying 6 and 7 at one time. Totally student-led. Miss Madsen, one of the finalists for Teacher of the Year, deserves incredible credit, along with Amanda Talantis. But it meant a lot. It meant a lot. Kids mentioned, that's the mayor over there. He's on city council. They loved it to death because they see your support, and it meant a lot.
I was impressed at all they grow over there. That was
Absolutely.
something, yeah.
Yep, they supply our cafeteria. If you could get a veggie pizza at the high school, all those veggies on that pizza were supplied and raised hydroponically within our greenhouse. So it's great stuff. We encourage you. We'll remind everybody that once a month is a Tuesday tour. I'm not sure which campus is coming up, but if you haven't visited these campuses, we encourage you. You'll see that posted on social media to come attend the Tuesday tour.
The food was excellent, the preparation was excellent, but maybe the most impressive part as well, those young men and women carried themselves.
Yes.
And the way they would look you in the eye and talk to you and understood everything they were serving, they were spot on, well-trained and really did it well. That was just a joy to see these young folks with that level of confidence speaking and looking in the eye.
Mayor, you're correct. And beyond, sustainability and raising produce, there were so many business lessons involved. They had sales and marketing, everything we talked about, all the directors, they had an entire business lesson, combined with this event. And it was incredible compared to the previous years, and I can't imagine what they're going to do next year. But we'll appreciate your support then as well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else with anything they'd like to bring forward to the council on any subject? Yes, sir. You gonna brag on the bicycle?
I'm going to address some things on the bicycle. Les Roseanne, I am a seasonal resident owner of property at Village of Craft Farms. I'm looking for guidance more than anything else. Fort Morgan Trail, I used to live at Oyster Bay Village, and we used the trail a lot. I've been going back and forth, visiting friends out there and stuff. I don't know who owns the trail. I don't know if the city owns it or if it's owned. I know at one point there was discussion about extending it all the way up to Fort Morgan. We're developing issues on that trail with golf carts, full-size golf carts, with these upright stand-on scooters that are, some of them go pretty, it's a game of Frogger, some of these kids. Most of it's been adolescent-aged kids, even on the golf carts. Somebody's gonna get hurt. Nationwide, there's a problem with e-bikes because of the speed and how heavy they are, and a lot of them the accidents are among younger riders that aren't experienced with an e-bike. But anyway, I just, if the city's not responsible for any enforcement on there, or addressing issue. I just need to know where to send some correspondence.
We're responsible for the enforcement, even though it's on state property. It's up to us to monitor that. The state's not going to do anything about that. The only one that would be capable of monitoring and having glove enforcement is us. And we can talk about that more. I'm not sure what, if anything, we do to monitor that and how we monitor that. You can't put a car on there, so obviously.
Do you have a bicycle patrol in the police department?
We don't have that. We've had that at the beach. I don't think we have that existing anymore. Well, the chief and deputy chief are here. They can listen and we can think about how we can get involved in that and help.
Where would I find, is there a trail group or somebody that has established rules and regulations for the trail?
Indy, you don't only know that.
I'd have to check our website. There may be, I know we have some safety guidelines. I believe they're on the website. I'll have to double check it.
I think if you'd like to meet with staff, we would be happy to sit down with you at some point. Andy and I can sit down and have that conversation with you.
Well, that'd be fairly quickly because I'm going back to Michigan on the 23rd.
What's the biggest, is it e-bikes or?
Well, the e-bikes there's so many of them you can purchase online now, and they are, most of them that you get online, and a lot of them that you get in the bike shops have throttles on them. I bought an e-bike when they were big in Europe. None of them over there had throttles, they had pedal assist. I've got 3 of them. My wife's got one, I've got one down here, and got one home, and they're all pedal assist. There's no throttle. And that seems to be where the problem is. I think young child that was killed a couple years ago on 59, I think he probably had a throttle bike, the way I understood what took place. I see a lot of them. The adults aren't too bad with it, but I know there's not supposed to be any motorized vehicles on there. And there was some discussion some time ago with the mopeds that you kind of outlawed because if they didn't have a state license, cycle endorsement. And it was brought up that you, Mayor, mentioned that we weren't going to have any of those e-bikes that had throttles on the trail. And they're there, plus the golf carts and the other things. Okay, so I would be willing to meet with you. I'll just have to schedule something in the next few days. The other thing is I bought property in Craft Farms, Village of Craft Farms, and I've been utilizing the Beach Express. I have a Chevy Impala that I didn't know was nothing higher than a go-kart. I didn't know it was that low. To go north off of County Road 8, Beach Express, or the Coastal Gateway, to get onto Beach Express, the acceleration lane is on the opposite side of most acceleration lanes for merging safely into traffic. Is that Orange Beach, the state, or the Gulf Shores?
Beach Express is now state highway.
That's state highway. They have those posts that separate the acceleration lane from the passing lane. I can't see to get on there. I cannot see above those posts. And by the time you get up to acceleration, you run out of room. I mean, so you're going over before you've gotten up to what traffic is actually traveling in that lane. A short time, we were here in April. We bought the house in April. We were here a short time. And then they took the toll booths out, I think, in May. This year compared to last year, anecdotally, just for me, the traffic has been definitely increased. And coming off that bridge, I think people think this is an expressway and let's go. I mean, and I can't see in the low-profile vehicle because of those posts. I think that's unsafe. The acceleration lane on the left side of the highway is not normal. They normally come in on the right. Who would I address?
I think that's in Orange Beach. I don't understand where you're talking about. If you're talking about it in Gulf Shores, you're talking about right out the north side of the
when you come off of Coastal Gateway, make a left turn to go north.
Talking about right there at the school
okay,
where
right
you
there where
go
you're
north.
trying to merge back in going north.
Right.
Yeah, you're trying to merge from the wrong side of the road, basically, compared to most cases. And with those plastic barriers, and usually there's about a quarter of them that have been hit and not replaced, but there's still enough that in my Chevy Impala, I can't see until I
That-
get past those.
That would be the state, and we'd be happy to get you the contact information.
All right. Okay, I'll set something up with you and we'll talk about the bike trail.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Anybody else with any questions or comments or statements?
Motion adjourned.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. We stand adjourned. Thank you. We'll do it again next Monday. Hopefully you will join us.